Hi guys, Scatlink here. Welcome to my modding showcasing sub-series, Hats Off to You, a series of which we try out community-created hats, costumes, functions, singular levels, full chapters, or time rifts created by the Hat in Time fan community via the Steam Workshop. This will also include any challenge roads of which will have their own video dedicated to earning ourselves a trophy, of which would otherwise be permanently missed. Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here. We're off for more of a Hat in Time Summer 2025 live event. This is part 11 overall, covering the whole of levels 11, 12 and 13. Please check the previous episode so you're not totally lost. This is where repeats from previous event map levels start to become invasive. In our journey to find both mods that are newly added for the summer event for 2025 in particular, plus any past mods that have yet to have their first appearance for 2025. When I mean invasive, I mean this turns this into a grind fest. We're covering 3 maps this time for a reason. We need to get grinding, as once again you need every stamp, even if you had earned them in past event map levels, to progress to the next level. I hate this for obvious reasons, but it doesn't start off that way, so let's begin. So real quick, from both map 6 and 7 we skip Pirate Palm Paradise once again. This is this mod's 3rd appearance so far. Get used to that. But beforehand, we do have 2 newly added mods that I want to cover right now, that I've never done so before. So instead, I'm going to leave that for now and do that off screen, while we're going to actually move on to the only other level that's available right now, but unlocks the rest of this map. And we have 2 new levels that we're going to be playing, although again, I'll mention when they are newly added that I have played in the past before. That's not Pirate Palm Paradise, because that's its 3rd appearance, as I just mentioned. We have Collapse by Barnacle. Reach the end. That's all we got to do. Hat Kid realises that she's in a blue time rift with a corrupted timepiece. Will she be able to make it out before the rift collapses? This is a semi-hard and timed platforming challenge that will have you jumping across fumbling boats and clock towers in order to get to the timepiece before the rift collapses. If you're having difficulty, there is a practice mode which will turn the timer off and God mode on, but it will not let you get the timepiece, so it will not be at the end, so you won't be able to just completely cheese the level. But there is also a laid-back mode, which will just remove the timer and let you get the timepiece. I believe it also removes all heart ponds, but keeps the checkpoint. So it's kind of like a give or take, because even though the heart ponds stay in the normal mode with the timer itself can just ruin you, because if you fall more than twice, you're not going to make it, pure and simple. But if the level isn't challenging enough for you, there is also a hard mode which will significantly limit your time, removing all health ponds and leave almost no room for error. So you got to do it in one smooth, perfect run. And considering wall climbing shenanigans, even without the gliding badge, no thank you. And that's not a death wish that's included within the mod. There is actually nothing like that, because it's already a rift collapse. This is built into the level itself, not on a Death Wish map. Obviously, it's on the Death Wish map because it's in a live event, but you get what I mean. If we load into the level, this option is within the level. Special thanks to Werty, Daniel CNR, and the great and powerful Ouija for playtesting. We've got a lot of credits here. You may have noticed that I changed from Amity to a tourist because we had to go through Cyclone C4 again. And it wouldn't have made sense if we were to wear the uniform again, because we were a renegade just passing through. I do not want that, because if I respawn, that's going to cause problems. You know what? That's a freebie. We'll take that. Hazard badge will just make this impossible. Because you would have to try and dodge those while going fast. And if you think I'm going to be doing this the hard way, you can think again. I'm going laid back, because we have a lot more in store. Basically, the level's the same, I'm just not under a time limit. But it does remove heart ponds. The options are behind you. Don't forget that. Now, this is pretty cool how they're using different icons for this. You got like a half-filled Death Wish blob, which is the practice mode, because it will be uncompletable unless you turn it off or reload the level. You can figure out how to finish the level with peace, which I did use in order to practice the level, but honestly, I used this one. But before I check that, I'm going to check this, because I'm not going to use it. Activate hard mode. This will remove all of the extra time clocks and health ponds and leave very little room for error. It doesn't mention that it removes the checkpoints, but if you respawn at any point, you're pretty much not going to make it anyway. So it's kind of weird that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. We'll do this one. One with the snatchy stamp, which is exactly what we need. Turn platforming mode on, or the laid back mode as they called it in the description. This will deactivate the timer, but will also turn off health ponds, so all you have is the checkpoints. So if you die, it is in fact on you, and there's no additional health ponds to cushion the impact. Thing is though, I wouldn't use all the health ponds anyway in the normal round, because the timer will kill me before I die normally, unless I flub the first jump multiple times. So I would rather have this laid-back platforming challenge on, thank you very much, especially since Death Wish stamps are involved. And ironically enough, this registers as a purple time rift, but that's only because it's split into a couple of sections. There's no actual rift ponds or pages to collect. In fact, there's no collectibles at all, and apparently that's already checkpoint number 1. Yeah. That's a very easy stamp to earn, so you could move on to the other levels beyond on the event map, but again, I'm up to the max level. I need all stamps to move on. So, we can't just have this freebie. I mean, you could get the second checkpoint at the very least, but you still need the timepiece itself, so practice mode will not give you a free pass. This timepiece looks unstable. Almost looks like one of Snatch's. Yes, it does! Whoa! What was that? Probably not. Well, that's not good, is it? What are you doing in my new Death Wish map? Yep, the second stamp is just entering. And it's exploding. Great. Okay, I don't want my newest Death Wish to explode prematurely, so I'll help you get through. Also, what happened to my wall climb right there? Immediately, upon start, I just slide against the wall and die. I mean, I was joking when I said I would miss the first jump. I didn't actually mean it, game. That's just rude. Right, but we've got some cookies here. They will disappear. They're basically donut platforms. Let's be fair. We all played Mario before. Let's move on. Right, this one's a bit of a cheeky one. We just got to go up, down, and under and climb. Now, when you heard that, did that clock tower just explode? We got to go quick. What the heck was in that timepiece? Yeah, can the lightning please stop breaking my frame rate? Right, I'm going to put time stop hat on, because sometimes you might miss the mark, and they do reset their placement if you void out. But you basically need to do the whole section in one go in order to reach that time bit, because they will not respawn or be on a cycle. You got to do it in one go. So yeah, you can imagine with the timer, that could be annoying, because sometimes you're waiting around and you don't know what to do. I'm going to activate the clock right now, because how did I miss that balloon? Come on. Well, at least I respawned, so that ding, yeah, that noise right there, that means that something way in front has been triggered. So we need to get moving in order to make it there, otherwise we're not going to be able to continue, and we'll be standing there like a lemon, waiting for ourselves to die. Yeah, I'm going to do it now, because those boats are already at the limit. And I think I missed it. Watch out, kids! Those boats are falling, and they're falling fast! Yeah, I got to activate the time stop hat. Otherwise I'm not going to make it! I went underneath! God's sake! Right, so I'm just going to keep activating the time stop hat. It does slow down the timer when the timer is active, by the way. But basically the whole level acts on a timer in a way. So yeah, the key is to just go fast. Let's bounce on there. Right, the boats are not too low this time, so that's fine. Turn it off for the first boat at the very least, because the first boat is probably the lowest. Actually, Fast Hatter would actually, Mad Hatter or whatever would actually be a lot good for this level. This is also falling, by the way. This whole entire segment is falling. You can see it. So you really do need to be quick. And it gives you the false sense that you're floating, but you are not. Alright, now, you do not need Sprint Hat for this. In fact, Time Stop is key. I actually love this song. It's even better than my boss theme. You do have speed up here. Time Stop is useful, especially since if you can nail those jumps to get across, you can actually get past a wall there that will basically spawn in if that timer hits 0, and if that wall shows up, you can't really make it further through. I missed a dialogue box, I know. I'll say it when I get there. I'm just trying to talk about the level as we're going, because it's just kind of one big flow. Oh, shit. I forget if I need to reactivate the thing. In fact, hang on a minute. I died. I had checkpoints, yet for some reason it still spawns you at the beginning. What's the point of having a checkpoint right before the timepiece for the actual level if it's not gonna spawn me back there? You know what I mean? It's a bit weird, that. Did I just turn that off? Oh, no. I turned it on. Okay, cool. Wait, can I not interact with the others after I do that? I can't. Okay, interesting. So it's a good thing I went back to do that then. Because otherwise I would have just hopped back in, failed. But you can see what I mean by some of the platforming being a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to have to cut back to when I get there. Also, I'm just getting pings because we technically segued into the next layer. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of counting our checkpoints. And we can skip this cutscene, which is nice. Right, let me get back to where we were. Alright, we're back. So, do not use sprint hat, you just need to touch the arrow to get the speed up. Just go with the flow and try to land on as many straightaways as possible. Activate time stop here so that we just barely make it past that wall.
What? Surprised? Trust me, that shapeshifter isn't the only one who is omnipresent.
Let's try and get these jumps. Hopefully we'll do it without the boost. Now do not sprint run against these. Keep jumping, because you will not be able to move along with these platforms. Where do you go from here? Keep on finding these platforms and keep jumping. I went past them, but we need to keep that speed up. Thankfully, I get a checkpoint right after that difficult straightaway with the wall. Get past the wall and nail the jump is very good for us. Activate time stop here, because... oh... As long as we don't stop moving, we shouldn't lose the speed boost. Right, let's get up here. I don't believe there's any more time-based stuff that we have to deal with here.
The timepiece is just right there, kiddo. Just hold on a little longer.
Let's go! Balloonies! Ha-ha! I soared over it.
Phew, that was close. Thanks, kiddo.
And this does actually count as a, well, a rift. Didn't get it during the event Death Wish for some reason, but I got it when I went for the mod rift token outside of the event. I want the janitor. I want the janitor shirt. There we go. Give me that. That's been in here for God knows how long. I had it load for a second there. Yeah, it is basically just, you know, janitor's set of clothes. Perfect for space, perhaps? There we go, and we have that one again, we have that one from earlier on, which I'm pretty sure I just talked about last video. We'll get to that later, but we do have another new one that I want to go cover before we get back to montaging, and that is Starlight Heights, that we've never covered before, new for the event, obviously. Reach the 2nd and 4th checkpoints and collect the timepiece. Starlight Heights by Kale Chip. I told you we'd go into space. Bounce and swing your way through space to get the timepiece in this short, low-gravity platforming level for the official Hat in Time Discord Space Modding Jam. Requires the hookshot and the ice hat. Needed to get into this menu anyway, at the very least. Music used, shooting starfish by Splatoon 2. Considering I'm wearing the boiler suit, the janitor outfit, I actually equipped the roller because we're going painting in space. Not gonna lie, that was kind of unintended. I forgot I used Splatoon music. Splatoon music is really good. That I don't want. Oh no! Right, this might be a problem. There is one Rift token to find in this level as well, by the way, and it's quite obvious. Not really easy to miss, but I might die a few times here due to the hazard badge. All of the boss attacks are just going to go off, and I'll have no control over that. So, this might be more challenging than it actually is, because this is normally quite a chill level. Very nice design, by the way. Yep, and the attacks are coming. For all we know, this could be its security system activating. Okay, so far, I was about to say, well, the game lagged because it just decided to toss everything except the kitchen sink at me at once for a moment. That would have been dangerous. Oh, my lord. Oh, jeez. Golly gosh. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get out of here. Oh, God, they're trying to hit me while I'm flying. Is that going to be a problem? Take my 2 armor points away. Get me out of it. What was I supposed to do there? You spawned underneath the platform. There was no warning. Alright. Let's try and ignore the hazard badge ruining my day. Let's try and actually get through this level, shall we? Right, we've got a wall climb up here. This could be impossible if I don't actually climb up the goddamn wall. Thank you. Just make me slide against the wall like I need additional issues. On top of what we're already facing, as I literally just mentioned, let's not talk about it. Good lord. I don't even think I was supposed to do that anyway, but... Oh, I am supposed to wall climb. Heck, it just didn't. And somehow I dodged everything. That's insanity. Ow. Right, can I get to another checkpoint would be quite nice. I think I'm gonna die here. Great, I haven't even got to the core of the level yet. I'm already gonna die. Oh, hazard badge. How I do not like you. I climbed on the wrong side of the wall anyway. Yeah, this badge could make you hate levels for no reason. And this badge is a culprit. At least I don't spawn at the beginning. Right, let's give that another go. Now, thankfully, checkpoints are numbered. They're not actually, like, reach the... What the hell happened to my frame rate? I exploded. It's like what happened with, on my old PC when during killing 2 birds, they spawned way too many shockwaves and my game just couldn't handle it. Or my PC couldn't handle it. And that was before I had so many bloody mods as well. I tried to jump there, but the explosions ate my jump. Alright, I might re-roll. Because I'm not having fun with this. Can I couldn't even see where I was landing, thanks. I have no words for this badge. This is what the badge does to people. I'm just getting screwed out because it keeps spawning too many things at the same time, hits me, eats my input, sends me into a freefall, and then I die. Get out of there! Oh, wolves. Right, can I get a climb going? At least it keeps spawning the Snatcher shockwaves there, I guess? So that kinda helps me a little bit. Stop grabbing the wrong side of the wall! How did I not get hit by that? Oh, don't toss potions at me! I couldn't move. If I die again before I get any further, I'm gonna re-roll. Because the thing is, if you die at least once, that unlocks the ability to re-roll. Oh my god, that ate my that made me... So what happened there is that the shockwave that quaked the floor ate my jump and sent me basically into a trip. And I went right over the edge, a bag hit me at the same time, I couldn't recover from that, and I took like 3 damage in one go. I like how the hat shadows... Yeah, that's it, I'm leaving. Screw this badge! At least I can showcase a feature on actually ripping up the contract, which I have never done to this point. So, better late than never, I guess? You would have to do it a lot on repeat level, on future levels. Because sometimes certain badges... Wait. Because certain badges can make levels impossible. I've already pointed out a couple of instances. But yeah, even though it's grayed out, you can right trigger to reset your contract. Rip and tear it. And therefore it's reset now that we zoom back in. Let's try it again, shall we? I mean, that would mess up the music, but that would be doable, I think. I mean, everything is tied to your speed. So if I'm moving fast, everything else is moving fast. So that could mess up dodging certain obstacles and moving terrain. Especially if I have to stand on it and I'm not moving, so nothing moves. If I jump, though, the platform will move, so I have to move with it. So it can change how you platform around a level. Alright, let's roll this back. Unfortunately, I start back here, but that's not much of a problem. The music was going nuts there, but unfortunately... Wait. Okay, that was weird. Music just stopped for a good while there and then didn't continue. So yeah, unfortunately we're going to have botched music because it's like sped up because I'm basically moving as fast as I can. Because if I stop moving... Oh no, I guess it's just... Oh no, this is the broken badge, so everything is super speed. Sorry, I was thinking of the warped clock badge. That was my bad, yes. Yeah, so this one speeds everything up to... ×3 speed, I think? Which may not be an issue. Right, now I'm... Oh my god, I forgot swinging is completely balked with this. Yeah, because everything is super fast, that means that... Well, thankfully the floatiness isn't. But certain interactions, like with hooks, look how fast we swing. That could be a problem. I could get shoved all the way down by momentum, and that would not be... Well, would be my fault in terms of timing, but... Well, I'm still doing terrible. This time I'm not getting a lot of shit in my way and eating my inputs. Was I even hitting some of the stuff while I was trying to platform? Like if it was in the air and it kind of interrupts my inputs? I don't know. Right, what do I actually do here again? Yeah, that's what I do. I had to get onto the ledge of it in order to jump it, but because that's now moving 3 times as fast, that was kind of more difficult, but somehow I did that on the second try. At least now we can move on. And we didn't even reach the second checkpoint. If I could have just made that one jump, I would have at least got 1 stamp. Still need all of them in order to move on further, so... now we can actually explore the rest of the goddamn level. Although we're still not at the core part of the level yet. I'll let you know when we get there. In fact, you can kind of see it up ahead. Right. As I've said before, with tight ropes... Oh my god. You want to be level with them as you lock onto them. Because that's the best way on actually ensuring that you do. Bloody swinging. Right. Can I go... Do that? There we go. I want to go kind of segue underneath it a little bit. I got stuck on it! I literally got caught on the rim. Let's give it another go. Again, the floaty jumps at least aren't affected. Right. Let's get some height. Whee! Right, this could be a bit of a problem. Let's go underneath like I did before. I did not do that right. I'm supposed to save my double jump for after I get underneath so I can come back up. So I did not do that right at all. Oh, come on! This isn't even being affected by the highest speed, and yet I'm still screwing up. Hazard badge shook me more than I thought. Right. Let's not mess up anymore. Otherwise we're going to be here all goddamn day. That's what I wanted to... No, I didn't go far enough. Can I make it back? No, I can't make it back. Wow, I suck! What is going on today? Eh! Right. Let me get some height, goddammit. Let's slow down a little bit. Right. Forward now. Now jump. Now lunge. Boom. Right. Now jump. I didn't want to get stuck on the damn thing again. I almost salvaged that as well. God's sake. At least the statue didn't say anything that time. Consolation prize. Yeah, there's just a long pause in the music. I was going to cut that out, but... Yeah, that is just a very long pause in the music. Don't remember that. Right, why am I having so much trouble doing this? It's not the higher speed that's messing me up. I'm just not getting the distance. There we go! As soon as I say I'm about to cut, it's always like the curse with me, isn't it? It's not like the Let's Play curse, it's more like, oh, if you're not intending to show something, then we'll be good. Now we're... My god, game. I think everything's moving so fast it's not liking it. I was about to say, now we're at the best, main part of the level. We've actually been heading toward the middle part every time, but you can kind of see it. And we're also in the pink area, which is where we need to be. So I want to... Oh my god, the fire speed is making this impossible for me to get height. Time stop hat I think I might need. What the feck happened? The game is breaking. It cannot handle everything in this. I think it's the cannons. They're going way too fast for the game to handle. And it did not like me swapping my hat there. Although I have been swapping into these hats all day. Right, what I got to do is stop. That was not the time stop hat. Also, these... Oh, I forgot the time stop hat doesn't work with this badge. This might not be possible. I might have to come back and get the token. Because I'm going to get hit every time. I need to bounce high enough to reach the token. I don't think this is possible. I might have to re-roll again. You know what? I'm going to try and go for the... Right, I'm going to just point it out. And I'm going to clip in how you get it normally from here. Okay? So there's the token right there. You can see it. I haven't gone for the MODifier token yet. I do that after I complete the built-in death wishes. Get these bloody UFOs out of the way. How did you hit me? You were underneath me. I even missed out on the health pods. They're respawning. Okay. Right, I need to get to this hook. Oh my god, I made it. Okay. Right, so... Let me just get to a relatively safe spot. Alright, there we go. Can I please have a moment? Good lord. Right, they can't get up to me. So... It respawns! Good god! Right, so at those zip lines, you've seen it. You need to jump up and get that. I'm clipping in a clip right now while I'm dodging this UFO. On me getting it after finishing the death wish. Alright? You have to bounce up enough while dodging the cannonballs in order to get enough height in order to grab the token. That's the only token in this level, but the broken badge is making it impossible for me to get it, because I will, in fact, die. And now that I've killed about 7 of these UFOs here, I'm now going to move on and actually try and finish this level. Because I'm pretty sure this level is doable with this badge. I just cannot get that Rift token. So I have to get it with the mod Rift token in the PC mailroom. Right, so that is the 4th checkpoint, which is basically this final stretch. Why did that happen? Good lord. To the timepiece. Just got to do this final star climb. I was about to say stair climb. This bloody badge, man. Yeah, and if I was trying to do bouncing on those tight ropes to get height in general, just to, like, after the checkpoint I kept dying at anyway, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that with the hazard badge, because that would keep knocking me for a loop. Right, let me go get the mod rift token. As well as that token just that I showcased. That was not how I thought that was going to go. But, unfortunately, these will be the last full showcases for a while, and I wanted to cover them first of all because, you know, we just started recording, and I've got nothing but repeats going afterwards. Plus, I need to get past these levels in order to do so I can do all the repeats in one massive chunk. So after these 2 levels, I'll be showcasing the last newly added mods I've never showcased before for my practice save file going forward, because the grind is long and any of the remaining newly added mods of which I will specify are either from past events, showcases, or challenge routes, so blasting past them for true new showcasing takes priority due to limited time. So, The Iconic Manhole was a repeat from Event Map Level 7, but it is the first appearance of LCLCL's Metro Ascent Time Rift that first appeared during summer 2024. So far we've only had 2 newly added mods, so let's quickly reach some more as they all appear in past challenge roads. But a couple of these mods have some included death wishes that I do want to mention that are not included for the event, and therefore are grand totals. Let's footnote some repeats from past map levels. For map level 2 we skip Lakeside Ruins, for map level 4 we skip Beatbot Galaxy and Barbecue. Careful of the modifier roulette by the way, the higher the level and the more you repeat mods like this, the more evil badges like Urchin, Hazard or even the Clock badges could make your redundant required revisits more evil. And even though it wasn't a repeat, we saw that with Starlight Heights, so be warned. You may have to reset the contract in order to have a reroll. But we have 3 newly added mods in a row to add to our tools, all once again from previous challenge roads. First is the Yellow Jello Time Rift from Challenge Road 9, all yellow with a lemony twist. Make your way to the jelly at the end for the timepiece, but also a rift token at the top of the first wall climbing segment you're required to climb. Next is the Windy Alpine of Challenge Road 13. These were featured quite early in A Hat in Time's modded life. Climb up and around to the top of this platforming gauntlet of birdhouses, spires, dweller towers and foes to find the means to be rid of a big herb to access the timepiece in the owl's home. On the way there are 2 rift tokens shining about. One is in the tree branches above where you get the first cherry bomb. Take the lift up but don't commit to the cherry delivery. Jump on top of the branches for the first token. I wonder if I could trick a jump of sorts. Let me survey the area here real quick. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Can I? Oh, it's so solid! I thought I could be clever and go round. Of all the branches, why is that one not got any collision? God damn it! I have another plan though. What if I get on top of here, and then I just, well actually, well obviously I need to free that, but I just had an idea. What if I jump alongside the parts of the gate here, I skip going underneath, then you can grab that token a lot easier on top of the trees here, and while making your way down to the cherry bomb that's underneath. Look at me, finding some shortcuts on levels I played before. Oh, I'm efficient. That may have skipped a checkpoint or 2, but again, grabbing the timepiece will trigger the checkpoint. If you get a later checkpoint by skipping one, you'll still get it, so... And later on, when riding a lift down through the higher birdhouses, there is a rift token you can actually see when you're on the approach from above. Just mind the windmill propellers, as they can send you flying if you're not careful. Thank you. We can just drop straight... Whoa! Why did I get launched when I tried to fall? What the hell happened there? Did I actually get caught by the windmill and then get launched? Because I took full damage for that. Again, things that don't happen in practice happen in the video. With those 6 new stamps collected, we're almost off at map level 12, with a boss fight with the Dweller's Outhouse that was also in Challenge Road 48. Defeat this dwellerized version of the outhouse for an eventful stamp. It's basically the same as the subcon toilet, but he's not tangible even with your dweller mask. He's blue, dabba-dee, not green or purple or even a distorted red as we've encountered before. The only thing that makes this thing vulnerable is the blue cherry bombs that it splurts out. Not only do you have to make a blue dweller field that will make the outhouse solid and vulnerable to be hit, but upon exploding will send out a shockwave just like those that the outhouse creates when jumping about. Be careful, as no matter where Hat Kid is facing, you will always toss the bombs forwards from the camera's perspective. So annoyingly, you can't create and place cherries around to make multiple fields unless you place them and wait for them to explode. The fields are also temporary, so this isn't a reliable strategy. Also, when the bubbles float around in a circle, you're supposed to hookshot to intercept a bomb to use to attack. The camera decides to focus on the middle of the circle or the bubbles instead of the boss itself, while the boss is still attacking, which I find really unfair, as this also makes trying to time hooking at the right time to get a cherry, making it more difficult than it should be. It also seems a bit unfair as to how sensitive the hooks are. Sometimes when trying to attack with your weapon, the hookshot keeps trying to hook a hook that's above you off screen. I feel like they should be a tad higher, so you need to jump first. There is also an included death wish for the Dweller's Outhouse with a reward that is not part of the summer event. But if you would like the shiny Dweller poop, yes, that's its name, and it is purple, not like the boss is blue, just defeat the boss again. Nothing seems different, as it is not an EX variant. However, the stipulations are the same as what most bosses seem to have for the main game's death wishes from DLC 1 Seal the Deal. Do not use hats, and without reaching 1 HP. However, I did try to attempt this to earn the cosmetic reward legitimately, but for whatever reason, this boss has a lot of jank that just feels absolutely unfair, like the moments I've already mentioned. What? What? Excuse me? I went through the bubble! Cheating! What? That is not fair. That is not fair. I did that correctly, and it didn't give me the cherry. Now I've taken 2 hits unfairly. That's just not fair. Where's the boss? Why does it only focus on the boss after I pick up a cherry? That is so unfair. Oh, you couldn't reach? I am actually mad about that. I went right through that bubble. I was hanging, the bubble passed right through me, didn't give me the cherry. The game, right, I'm collecting heart ponds and they're not counting. I'm grabbing the cherries and they're not counting. Why is everything not counting? There we are. I was trying to attack again. Freaking hooks. When I wasn't in the air, I was on the floor. Ching, ching, ching. Not what I'm telling you to do, and you keep doing it. No! Oh, God, the cherry. What is going on with the camera? I couldn't see the boss! I am cheating right now? I've got regenerative health. Look at it. I've got regenerative health. I don't use this unless I really don't give a crap anymore. And it's still cheating! What was that? I couldn't see where the boss was, and then I get hit by multiple shockwaves. It's still doing it! What is going on? Jesus Christ, the camera was doing 360s! And he jumps away, of course. You know, I'm fucking done with this. I'm getting this on my bloody personal file for this. I'm gone. I've had enough. We actually end map 12 on this event's first appearance of Summer 2024's semi-final summer edition, the Cherry Mountain Springs. Please check part 9 of Summer 2024 for this mod in full. This map is huge, structured as a free sub-level purple rift that we want to grab 50 ponds while on our hike around this vaporwave themed rift. First sub-level involves exploring the Cherry Mountain range for rift ponds and 3 pages which are vaporwave picks. There is no story here. The second sub-level was a long and complex climb up the mountain spring, scale the walls and bounce on the kaiju burb to reach the hatch up high on the summit above, where we face off with the Guardian Seal, which isn't a threat as the very environment itself by default grants invincibility. Enjoy the entire soundtrack, which is not copyright friendly as I've already mentioned, to finally claim the timepiece. Due to what's coming after the next event map level, I want to push for level 13. So real quick, we're going to skip the fish tank, that's a repeat from map level 2, so we can sweat it out in the Superheated Panic Time Rift, newly added for summer 2025, but first appeared in the infamously difficult Challenge Road 11. Thankfully, this is the better of the 2 mods from that Challenge Road. Face the heat and navigate around metal sharks in this slowed down supernova of a time rift to claim 3 new stamps. Once you make it to a diving board, actually commit despite your instincts and dive into the molten core where the timepiece awaits below. A shark will give you a mere bubble for you to survive the heat as you scale pillars of pure fire to reach the end. The last newly added mod for map 13 of summer 2025 is the 4th floor run Purple Rift. Technically 6, but spawn and the end sublevel with the timepiece that holds your free event stamps aren't counted in the name. You'll start in the Alps, which leads to a fiery hellscape, which represents time's end. When you drop into the Arctic, you'll then slip into what I can only consider is unfinished in development on a gaming level. Platform across this wireframe trip fest for the last of the rift ponds needed to escape the time rift. Naturally, anyone who makes a Purple Rift wants to include a Rift Collapse variant unless it already has a gimmick within the mod itself, so included of which we're not counting is in fact a Rift Collapse for 4th floor run. Beat the timer with no more than 30 seconds remaining with every Rift Pond for no reward. That would be a decent end for this video, but let's clear the rest of this map so we can start fresh on level 14, shall we? Might as well, since by finishing the 4th floor run that unlocks these last 2 death wishes for level 13, we are going to bypass the botanical bypass, as that is a repeat from map level 9. But this does fittingly end this video on the first appearance of the final summer 2024 mod we reached back then, Geothermal. Please check Challenge Row 15 for my first run through this level before it appeared in part 9 of summer 2024. Be diligent on collecting 30 ponds while swinging up to the timepiece above a lava fall at the end of the cave. And with that, we're at event map level 14, and we still have more to see. Can we find them? Find out next time, and I'll see you guys then.